On Monday, a workman wielding a hammer and a large yellow crowbar went to town on the sign outside Trump International Hotel in Panama. With deliberate thwacks, he removed the letters one by one, beginning with the shiny gold T and working his way steadily to the right. A minute later, the word Trump had been removed from the sign entirely. The erasure of the Trump signage marked the end of a remarkable, days-long stalemate. Hours earlier, an armed police force had stormed the lobby and evicted the hotel's Trump Organization staff, which had been engaged in a heated standoff with the hotel's majority owner, Orestes Fintiklis, for almost a week. Fintiklis had been attempting to fire the organization, which has a contract to run the hotel until 2031, blaming dwindling revenues on their poor management style and tarnished brand name. The dispute, which had been creeping through the courts, reached a climax last week when Fintiklis arrived at the hotel flanked by an entourage and effectively seized the building. Offices were barricaded with furniture, the power was cut, shouting echoed throughout the building, which is 70 stories high and shaped like a sail. At one point, Fintiklis took to the piano in the lobby and banged out a protest song. "Today Panama has made us proud," Fintiklis said Monday, after Trump executives surrendered the luxury property. He said he hoped to apply for Panamanian citizenship. The pandemonium has cast a spotlight on an unprecedented conflict for the U.S. government. In a line of presidents marching back to the beginning of American history, Donald Trump is the only one to take office while boasting a lucrative chain of hotels and a global business empire. When he was sworn in, Trump passed the day-to-day running of the Trump Organization on to his sons Eric and Donald Jr., but maintained ownership, and is able to withdraw profits and underlying assets at any time. Ethics watchdogs have argued that foreign money flowing through Trump's hotels breaches the Constitution's emoluments clause. Several lawsuits against the president are ongoing. In an attempt to assuage those concerns, the organization last week announced that it had donated profits from such dealings to the Treasury, though details were scant. Watch now. Ludicrous helps people face their biggest fears. Republicans have mostly shrugged at this bleary tangle of financial interests. The Trump International Hotel in Washington, D.C., just blocks from the White House, has become a GOP hotspot, where Trump supporters mingle with lobbyists and leaders under clinquant bunches of chandeliers, assemblages of TV screens, and draped American flags, to sip $20 cocktails. Their respite is intermittently interrupted by the shrill of a bell, rung when customers slice open bottles of champagne with the blade of a saber. The hotel cellar is piqued by the possibility of a presidential appearance. Last year, Nigel Farage, the UK's self-proclaimed Brexit bad boy, struck gold, and tweeted a gleeful picture of himself and Trump in the hotel restaurant, captioned "Dinner with the Donald." The fervor has made the Trump Organization a lot of money. In August 2017, noted that the group had raked in about $20 million over a period of 15 months. A chunk of this money came from foreign parties, keen to embed themselves in the informal corridors of power. According to veterans groups lobbying against Congress allowing 9/11 families to sue, Saudi Arabia had run up $270,000 in hotel charges, a bill that was paid by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia just 3 months before Trump visited the country on his first international trip. Trump properties abroad, however, remain a trickier ethical dilemma, if anyone in Republican leadership cares. While Trump and his sons have sworn that they maintain a firewall between their political and financial commitments, the sprawling nature of the Trump real estate empire often blurs the line between the two. When the Trump administration gives President Recep Tayyip Erdogan a pass on U.S. allies in Syria, can the decision be separated from the presence of the conjoined Trump Towers, Istanbul and Turkey's financial hub? To what extent does Trump consider the fortunes of his luxury condominium complexes in Seoul, South Korea, when negotiating with Pyongyang? Will the past week's bizarre incident in Panama City affect bilateral relations if the Panamanian government doesn't defer to the Trump Organization's interests in its hotel? The most recent is still playing out. After Trump's client elected to occupy his own hotel, Fintiklis' lawyer told Panamanian prosecutors that Trump Organization staffers had used intimidation and threats to block Fintiklis from the building. Trump employees responded with a statement accusing Fintiklis of mob-style tactics. Fintiklis, according to his lawyer, has been promised an investigation into the matter.